Hi Big Dragons, I'm back. So I'm here to start a New Year's reset vlog. Now what is this gonna look like? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I am a part of Bree from FourPawsandaBook, her Patreon, so she has a couple of, her Scatagorathon vlog is in the works and she's doing it, and I might just use her prompts as I'm kind of getting stuff ready. So today's Sunday. It's Sunday at 3:33 and I have 3 full days off, including today, so 4 full days if you want to count it. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time today and I'm going to set up my little Inkling design planner. I'm going to set up my personal planner. I'm going to make a little bit of a to-do list of all the things I have to do by the weekend. I think I definitely, I'm going to go make my list and show it to you guys, and then we're going to talk about what I need to do. But the couple of things I'd have to do before we make the list is I have to go find my little Inkling design planner, set it up, see all the challenges, get my other planner out, and then kind of figure that out, and then I will show you guys what we're working with. Hey friends, okay, so I did wind up doing both of my planners, but I'm going to show you the one that has, sorry, my chair is like movable, so it moves. Okay, so if you don't know, this is my little Inkling design planner that I always start off with sort of the best of intentions, and then they sort of falls apart a little bit midway through the year, but I am really trying. Hi Big Dragons, I'm back. So I'm going to do a bit of a planner overview. The 2 planners I'm planning on using this year at my house, one is the little Inkling design planner, which I have always used. I have really liked this planner a lot, and I just have to really get better at using it. But what I did is I wound up setting up my goals. I do have a goal video out. My problem is that I just don't catch up with them. I don't look back at them. So I did a quarter update, and I'm going to try to do quarter reviews on my channel, what my thoughts. So everything has 4 little boxes, and fall, winter, spring, summer, and fall, just so I can make sure that I'm keeping up to date on them. And then what I did is there's a lot of TBR checklist pages in here. So I just did one going through all of my lists and making a list. And what I think I'm gonna do, which I just decided to do this literally 10 minutes ago, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna pull one from each section, one of each of my lists that I'm doing, and I'm gonna make that a TBR, and then I'm gonna add a nonfiction book for every month, and we're gonna kind of do this. We're gonna assess this. I also have books that I wrapped last year, and I never read any of them, and I want to unwrap them because I don't even remember what's in them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go eat. I'm also going to kind of pick one from each. The ones that I have physical copies are, I will. Some of them I don't, but my last 3 I actually do have some physical copies of. So the categories are my NetGalley arcs, my two lists that I created for my 2025, my backlist, my self-destruct, and then my 25 and 25 for Brianna from FourPawsandaBook. And then what I'm going to do is every month I'm going to at least pick one book and put it over here. I'm going to talk about a nonfiction. I'm going to talk about 2 series I want to work on. And yeah, just so I'm kind of keeping myself accountable, and then it's something that I can check back on. We're going to unwrap that book. So once I put that all together, I will come and I will show you guys what it looks like. Right now I'll show you what it looks like because it's looks a little bit gross. But this section right here, this is, you guys have never really seen my room, but this is my little thing, and then this is my legit TBR card. So figured I would just put the TBR right there. So it is there for all the challenges that I do, because I do a monthly readathon. I don't think I talked about that in my goals video. I can't remember if I did or I didn't, but I do always do a monthly readathon. And honestly, what I think I'm gonna do the months that I don't have a readathon that are really capturing me, I might just do my own. I might just do a challenge, pick a challenge vlog and do that. Just something to keep me motivated, because I really do like it. I know sometimes I stress people out, but they don't stress me out. They just make me really, really organized. So when I'm ready to kind of pull those books, I will give you guys an update. I'll show you guys what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to show you guys my to-do list and when I think I'm going to tackle everything. I'm still recovering from a pretty big sinus infection, so I'm not like balls to the walls. Like, I'm not feeling my total best. But I think tomorrow morning I'm going to do some stuff like editing wise and stuff like that. And then Sunday and Tuesday I am as well. So every day is going to have like a task. But the task for today was to do both my planners. And then this is the other planner that I made. I actually got this when I went to Anime Con with my friend. And I haven't used anything. I really haven't. I've been very, very bad at using it. But what I want to do this year is I want to have a goal section. So I have 4 goals that I'm going to focus on every month. And one is I want to... Oh, I didn't even plug that in. Okay. What I want to do is I want to journal once a week. I want to journal on Sundays in the morning when I'm getting ready to go to yoga. I want to have a combination eat and workout goal just where I'm keeping an eye on that and I'm being mindful of what I'm putting in my body, but also how I'm moving my body. I want to stay bookish organized all year, which is really a challenge for me. And I want to stop lecturing in my classes, which, you know, these goals might be very, very similar, but I really want to get better at it. And basically, if I think I did it for the 4 weeks, I may give myself a reward. We will see. But I'm really going to like start tracking stuff this year and try to be a little bit more, you know, about that. So yeah, the next time you see me, I will have pulled those books off, but I'm gonna go eat my pizza because it just came. But I will talk to you guys soon for another update. So the first couple of books I'm going to put on here is some sequels that honestly at this point I need to read them because I have really forgotten what the first books in the series are about. So I need some motivation for me to actually pick them up. So I have When Night Breaks by Janelle Angelis. I got this so long ago from Owl Crate. It was one of their special editions that I bought because I really did like book 1 and then I legit heard no one talk about it, which is not always a bad thing just because I like quieter stories. So I really want to pick this one up and I liked it. It was really, really cool. Ooh, there's where my TBR-a-thon bookmark went, which is good to know because we're going to start that soon. So yeah, I'm going to put this on my TBR. I'm also going to put Cursed by Marissa Meyer. This book ended on like a wild cliffhanger. It's like a Rumpelstiltskin-esque story. So I'm going to put these 2 sequels on there. And I also have a TBR takedown project in the works. One of the rounds of that I'm going to focus on is sea books, and one of the books in that I think is going to be Skin of the Sea by Natasha Brown, and I have not read anything by this author. This was my Pretty Owl Crate edition. So yeah, that was going to be for that vlog, and I might pick another book for that as well. So I'm going to also pick a special edition that I really, really want to get to that is a backlist that I have just not read that I really want to read. So we're going to talk about that next. So I think I'm also going to add the special edition, The Adventures of Mina Al-Sarafi, that I got from Fairy Loot. I do also have the audiobook about this, but I think I'm just going to stick it on here. I might just tag it into that seafaring vlog that I have in the works. In the works means I haven't really started yet. But I also know that this might be on some people's top reads of the year list. It did come out a couple of years ago, and I never got around to it. So I'm going to add this. So now we are going to look at my list that I made and try to pick a bunch of lists. The NetGalley list, I can tell you right now, is going to be Rival by Emma Lord. I have it on my actual TBR, but I'm going to add it on here as well. Just so, and the reason I'm doing this is because sometimes I need like more options that are one of my TBR, especially if I'm doing a game or something. So I'm going to do the Rival for Emma Lord for my NetGalley TBR. And now let me go look at my other list and then we'll kind of pick a book from there. Okay, so for my NetGalley TBR for the month of January, I'm going to either focus on the Rivals or Stealing for Keeps. One of those will work. I just don't know which one depending on content plans. And then for my 40 books I'm looking forward to, I think I'm going to read The Assassin's Guide to Babysitting. I'll attach a photo here. So, future Laura here is going to tell you I'm going to add Grave Expectations to this vlog by Alice Bell. I was originally going to read this for Leandra's TBR favorites, but I don't think this is going to work for TBR favorites because I'm not loving it as much as I thought I was going to. Honestly, right now, you guys will have seen all the other clips. So I'm going to put in the other clips and then we'll kind of talk about why I'm not loving this as much. Grave Expectations by Alice Bell. This is a book that I got at Comic-Con a while ago. I think it was a buy one get one free and they had the arc that they were giving away. So I'm going to read this, and then whenever my audio hold comes in for The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, I think I'm going to read that in this vlog. Again, it might go a little bit out of order. I may add some other books. I've also have some on hold from Leandra, so like from the library, but like these are the couple that I think I'm going to read in this vlog. So I think I'm going to read Brave Expectations, and I think I'm going to read a couple of other ones. If you want to watch her video, I will link it below. She had some really, really solid recs. I also really liked how she did her wrap up. That was like so fun. So I'm gonna pick this book up. I'm gonna read probably like, you know, maybe like 50, maybe like to like page 100, maybe like page 50, and see how I'm feeling. And then I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna switch to the audiobook or not, because sometimes with these books, I just want to listen to the audiobook. So I'm not sure like if I'm gonna be reading it physically, but I do have a physical copy. So that is the plan, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hi Big Dragons, I'm back. I did want to say yesterday I did not get a lot of reading done. I really was focusing on organizing, cleaning, and cleaning out my closet, literally, because I have so much clothes in my closet, so I did a bit of a purge of all of my stuff. But this morning I was watching some BookTube, and I'm still watching some BookTube, so I don't fall too far behind. I'm also watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. If you did not know, I did not know, so I'm trying to catch up on that. But I'm also got up to page 121 in Grave Expectations by Alice Bell. I am liking this book. I do blame this a little bit on my head coach, Leandra, so this is not this is not an issue with the book, but there are a lot of characters in this story, like a ton of characters. And I feel like I really care about Claire and Sophie, and that's like the people that I know the best. All the other characters in the story feel like I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I do like the premise where like you're following a ghost trying to solve a murder, and like they don't know who has been killed, but there's a ghost that exists. Very, very interesting. Sorry for sneezing. I apologize. But we also do have a lot of rep in this story, like just infused in the story, and I'm having a fun time with it. Like it's quick, it's digestible, so yeah, and I just like the way that the story is told. I think my favorite parts right now are definitely the parts with them kind of like trying to deduce the mystery, and they had to go back in time and basically explain what happened at the party previous this year, and like what happened in that party and how that may have brought about all these things. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another page 200. I'm on page 121 right now, and then I'm gonna give you guys a time check and like an update. People's end of the year lists are coming out, so what I think I'm gonna do for this vlog is I'm gonna focus this on mystery and thriller recs that I get from the various booktubers that I follow, and kind of go from there. I know Leandra gave me some other recommendations as well, so I'm gonna do a vlog for her separately, but my top reads of the year are going to look a little bit differently this year, and I'll kind of explain that in another video that I'm doing where like I'm kind of going over what I'm going to do for the next couple of months. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. But yeah, I'm having a fun time with this book. I'm happy that I finally picked it up because it's been on my TBR for a little bit. So I will talk to you guys when I had got up to page 200. Bye. Hey Big Chickens, I just want to do a quick update for this booktuber favorites vlog. I did wind up getting up to page 202 in Grave Expectations by Alice Bell. I did switch over. I did pick up the audiobook, which is what I thought I was going to do if I was getting a little bit lost in the details. I will say the story does have a lot of characters. Like the first 100 pages, I would say, is all set in a mansion. This main character, Alice, kind of goes there, and there's a murder that happens a year ago, and she can see ghosts. So when the grandmother unexpectedly passes away, her one wish, like her one last thing, is that she figure out what happened. So she kind of teamed up with the grandson and his daughter, or his niece, I think, to kind of figure out what is happening. And now they're away from the mansion, and I'm having a fun time listening to it. Like, I'm enjoying it. I do like the paranormal elements as well with it, and I'm having a fun time. So this is probably going to get read. I am heading into like New Year's Eve week, so I have like half the week off, I'd say. So my goal is to kind of make some more progress and get up to chapter part 3, which I would have to get up to chapter like 15. So it's actually not that far, but I want to get up to the next part. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I do think it's fun. I do like the characters. They all kind of run together a little bit in my head. And I feel like because we met so many characters, I'm just not feeling as connected to the characters, but it is okay. I'm still having a fun time with it. So yeah, I will see you guys when I get up to part 3, whenever that is, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hi, Future Laura is back. So I am about on page 270. I don't have a lot left. I think I have like 2 hours left in the audiobook. And I'm going to finish this tonight. I'm going to kind of just sit down when my puppy's inside and kind of do some diamond painting and finish it. But this book is not working for me, unfortunately. And I think it's just, there was a lot of characters in this story, a ton of characters. And it's very, very British, which I always say, if you're going to do a British novel, those novels, to me, tend to be a bit standoffish. I do like the concept, but I just don't feel that connected to the characters because of that. And also because the ghost was murdered, and nothing has been revealed about that throughout the entire story. And it's basically feel like a rich people, rich problem story. And I just don't feel that connected to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna finish this. It's gonna either be one of my last books of the year, or one of my first books of the year. But I'm just not loving it as much. So that is the plan. That is what we're doing. And I will talk to you guys soon for another update. Hi Victorians, I'm back. So I did wind up making some, I don't even know. I think I've read like 2 hours of this book. So this is the second to last book I have to catch up in the Veronica Speedwell series. And I remember reading the last book in this series, and I was floored by the ending because things happened in that book that I did not see coming, and it really put Stoker and our main character in a bit of a perilous situation because they were sort of on opposite ends of a fight. And this book is really them clawing their way through that, but this conflict has to do with Stoker's brother, and someone's might be trying to pick them all off for an incident that happened in their past. So they're kind of getting all these people together to see what is happening. I will say it's very, very funny because I'm also reading this for another vlog, and the plots remind me of each other. But yeah. So I'm having a fun time with this. It like is my audiobook, and honestly right now I don't feel like listening to anything, so I might just push that in when I have a moment, but I am having a fun time with it. So I just want to come in and update that. But yeah, once I make a bit more progress, maybe when I listen to like another hour, I will give you guys an update. Hi Victorians, I just want to give you a quick update. I did wind up getting up to Chapter 21 in The Sinister Revenge by Veronica Speedwell. I do not know what vlog this is going to go in. It might go in my New Year's reset vlog, which I always do every year. But I'm really having a fun time with this book. Like, I really do like these audiobooks. They're quite fun. I love Veronica as a main character. I think this one is also very interesting because it's also connected to Stoker's brother, and Veronica and Stoker are having a bit of like a romantic entanglement a little bit, so I am liking that, and I can probably, I have like 2.5 hours left, but I have to go start the start of this vlog, then I'm gonna put this one in, like my New Year's reset vlog, to do some other things while I'm listening to my audiobook other than diamond painting. So I will talk to you guys when I come back and actually am like done, want to finish listening to this, or whatever book I'm listening to for this vlog. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon for another update. But I am really liking it, and I'm hopeful that right after this I can go into the second, like the most up-to-date book, and then I could cross a series off my checklist, which is the whole point of 2025. So we're starting with the goals nice and strong. Yesterday I did wind up finishing the Veronica Speedwell book, which I liked. I gave it 4 stars. It was a solid read. This one definitely had a lot of dynamics between Stoker and Veronica, and I like that. The mystery was also very connected to Stoker's family, which had him kind of in concern about that. But I gave this book 4 stars, and I was happy that I finally got around to reading it. So yeah. Yeah, so that is over there. So I want to finishing that. And yeah, I will talk to you guys for my next audiobook soon. Okay, so if you're not a part of Brie from FourPawsandaBook, her Patreon, if you never followed her, she does something called Scatagorathon, and it used to be her TBR game, but then she changed to Kaplunk. So she does this with her Patreons like every quarter, I would say, and I am a Patreon. So I have decided to just kind of play the game and see what we get. So we're going to do a dice roll first, and then we're going to do the letter and see if we could get a physical book, because I have not, everything I've been picking up I've really wanted to listen to, and I just cannot pick up another book listening to. I will say my TBR is open, so I can read anything off my TBR, and technically they could still make my end of the year books list, but I'm not I don't want to pick something just so that that happens, because then I would have to really put off doing my video. So, ooh, a 3. Okay, read a cozy book. Okay, well, this is my vibe. I love cozy stuff. And then what letter are we gonna go with? Ooh, a O. A O. Read a cozy book with an O. And the, yeah, okay. Alright, let me go do a little bit of sleuthing and see if I could find an O book for cozy. And I'll report back. Okay, there is always, and this happened last year too. Like last year I read a book that like would have made my topic of the year, but I filmed my video already, so it's actually coming up in this video what it is. It will explain. I mean, I talked about it a lot, but so I'm gonna read The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon. I'm really excited to dive back into this world and these characters. It is a cozy, adventure-ish story. It's a special edition that I bought with my own money, which I never do. Like, I get a lot of special editions, but they normally come, like, I don't have a same. But I actually bought this, so I'm very excited. And there's a dragon in here. Yeah, and this is a friends to lovers fantasy rom-com that's When Harry Met Sally with dragons. So, this I think is going to be perfect. I'm really excited. I really liked book 1 when I read it. So yeah, I'm going to start this. I may not start it right this second. I'm just going to kind of like see if the puppy needs me. But I'm very excited. Oh my goodness. I was really hoping this get picked for something because I really did want to read it. How long is this? Okay, it's like, okay, so this is like almost 400 pages. But that's not actually too bad because I could probably finish this before the end of the year. And if worst comes to worst, if I think I'm going to love it, I'll push filming out my best books of the year video and I'll just film my worst tomorrow. Worst, I don't think anything else is going to make it. But best, we could have some contenders depending on what I pick. Alright, so I am going to go do something. I'm either going to read, I'm going to either diamond paint and listen to my audiobook, or I'm going to start this. So when I'm back with our thoughts, I will give you my thoughts. Hi Book Dragons, I'm back. So it is about 9:14. I did wind up waking up. It is Monday. We have off for a few days this week, so I'm trying to get some bunch stuff done. So I woke up, I worked out, which felt nice. I did my Instagram stuff for the whole week. That's normally what I do. I pick a day. Normally it's Friday, to be very honest, but it's Monday now because I have the day off. And I prep all my content for the rest of the week so I can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just post. That is what I'm trying to do. And sometimes it works. Some weeks I don't post at all, but I do try to post in the morning because it's a little bit easier for me to like do that. And then I just filmed my worst books of the year video, which I don't think anything else is going to top that. It'd be on that video. So I just filmed that. I'm going to probably like post, like go and edit it because it's a quick edit. And then I think I'm going to save best books of the year for a little bit. But I want to put my worst books up just so I have that done. And then last night when I was kind of finishing watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I was actually properly allowed to watch, I read about 50 pages in The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon. And I am having a fun time with this book. I really am liking this book quite a bit. And I like the first book. This book is set, I think, like 10 years after The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. But it's like older characters. You have these two characters and they are both single for various reasons, but they have like kids. One's husband died and one wife left. And now they're kind of in this, they're working as the same jobs that the characters in the first book have, but their jobs are a little bit less dangerous because the creatures are kind of evaporated. But they're kind of going to go on like a police, like a, I don't know what it's called, like, they're gonna go do their job. They're gonna go on, like, a round. I don't know, I'm gonna call it a round. It may not be what it's called. But they find one of their coworkers dead, and he's covered in glitter. And one of the guys that they're with, he thinks it might be dragons, and they're gonna kind of do that. But I've only read 50 pages of this book, so, but I like it so far. I really like the first one. The first book I read was like a couple of years ago, was like my foray into cozy fantasy, and I really did like it. So then I am still listening to The Sinister Revenge by Diana Rayburn. I'm definitely gonna read that today as well when I'm just crafting. But yeah, I just wanted to get that done. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go edit my worst books of the year vlog, post that, go diamond paint for a little bit, see how far I can get on my audiobook, and then I'm gonna come back, sit back, relax, and read this. I really don't want to film my best books of the year until I'm a significant way in this just to decide if it's going to be on it. But it's a cozy fantasy with dragons. It very, very well may be on my best books of the year, so. And I'm having a fun time so far, so. Alright, I'm gonna go do my editing, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Book Dragons. I am back. So, I think what I'm gonna do is this vlog is just gonna be everything I'm currently reading, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and start a new vlog when I move on to TBR-a-thon, which will be next. So you're gonna see everything in this, so I'm just gonna be like do a global check-in for all the books I'm reading. So the first book we are going to chat about is The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon. I am at page 274 with this book, and I don't know, I'm liking it. There's no more books I'm currently reading that will be my best books of the year, so I can probably film that video and like be content, but I think I might film it tomorrow or maybe this weekend. This book is very, very different from Heart of Mercy, and I like it. It's definitely quiet. This is like the type of cozy that I think just needs a bit more plot to kind of suck me in. You follow two very, very different characters. They're also older, which I do like. I think that they're older, and that's representation you don't normally see. Very, very similar world, but like the world is different based around the events of the first book, so you do really need to read these in order, or I think you'll be missing a lot. But there has been a murder at the start of this book, and then immediately after there was a little baby dragon found by Frank, and that's kind of been the story that's pushed about. But really at the heart of this story, it's a romance between Twyla and Frank, and I'm really having a fun time with it. It's quick, it's fun, it's sort of like Harry Met Sally, but like with dragons, and I think it's a fun time. I honestly think it's a quick read, it's a fun read, and I will definitely finish this book today, like as I'm reading and watching other things. But I'm having a fun time with it. I don't think it is as my favorite as when I read Heart of Mercy, because I think Heart of Mercy had a bit more higher stakes. I mean, we are getting more stakes as the story goes on, as we're talking kind of about where to put these dragons. And Twyla and Frank, their relationship is a little bit different. But I am liking it. I am enjoying it. I just don't think it's going to be... I went in thinking this was going to be a 5-star read. I think it's probably going to be like a 3.5 and a 4-star read, which is fine. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on this. So yeah, that is where we are. So currently, in the current timeline, oh my god, I'm not like an Avenger or anything. I am reading The Undermining of Twyla and Frank, and I am 274 pages in. And I'm also reading Grave Expectations by Alice Bell. So these are my books that, ideally, I want to finish these sooner rather than later, so I can move on to I want to start TBR-a-thon. But I can't do that until I finish these, until I kind of look at what I want, look at all the prompts and stuff. So I really want to start that vlog. But yeah, so I'm going to go finish this. I'm going to go sit outside with my dog because it's actually a beautiful day in Long Island, which never ever happens. We're supposed to get a really, really bad rainstorm tonight. So I'm going to sit outside with my dog, and I'm going to get up to page maybe like 350 and give you guys like an update. I will say this book is fun. Like, I think if you are getting into cozy, then I think you should definitely give it a shot. I just think for me, I need a bit more plot. And it is, the first one was very like police procedural because there was a lot happening in that story. This book has less police procedural and it's more romance focused. So yeah, but I am having a fun time with them. So out of the two books, this one's definitely my favorite out of these two, but that's okay. Sometimes you get wrecks and you don't always like them, but I will talk to you guys when I am probably done with The Undermining of Twyla and Frank, and I'll give you guys a time check. Right now it's 2:43, so I will talk to you guys when I'm done with this, and then eventually when I'm done with this. This will probably be my last clip for this vlog whenever I'm finished this, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Hi Book Dragons, so I'm here to actually wrap up this vlog because I did wind up finishing the two things I was in the middle of, which is pretty good. So I did wind up finishing The Undermining of Twyla and Frank for my cozy book for free for FourPawsandaBook, her mini readathon, and I'm gonna give this book like 3.75 round up to 4 on Goodreads for a review. I think this book worked. I had fun with it, but I do think that, I have said this before, I am a cozy fantasy fan, but I'm a cozy fantasy fan that needs a clear plot. This book was a lot of vibes. It had some cool elements, but the plot was not plotting for most of this book. But I love the characters. The character dynamics were fun. It's also an older MC. It's like an older character, so I did like that. There was a baby dragon. There was a lot of talk about relationships. You did get to see the characters in the previous book. I am really excited for the next book as well, and there was some fun vibes. But the plot, I would say, came in like 70% into this book, and I really needed it a little bit sooner. So that's why this book only got like 3.75 stars. And I did wind up adding grave expectations to this vlog because I don't think it's gonna work for the vlog I was gonna put it in. So I'm gonna give this book 3.5 stars as well. Both of these were just sort of like okay books. I did like it. I just didn't have like massive thoughts about it, but I did wind up listening to it, and I wound up finishing it. But if you're looking for kind of a paranormal cozy mystery, I will pick it up. So yeah, guys, this is my last vlog for 2024. I have some really exciting plans planned for 2025, so be sure to stick around. If you have a YouTube channel, make sure you comment below and I'll try to give you guys a follow. I like to share the love on booktube, especially in this day and age. So I will talk to you guys for my next video soon, which will be my first reading vlog of 2024, and you will find out what I'm reading first. Bye, friends.